Good morning, if you're already here. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that come out so loud. Most times my husband can't hear me, but then suddenly I'll just say something loud that he doesn't want the neighbors to hear, and he's like, shh, stop, shh. Why can you suddenly hear me now when I'm speaking in the same voice? Oh, selective. Alright, I'm gonna, in this downtime before, as I kind of just started sharing stuff, so if you are sitting there waiting, I will share what I shared on, I think maybe every day. Just in case you are just joining in, and repetition never hurts. So again, it's that quote from Timid Children from When Things Fall Apart, and that link is in the description for that book, which again, some of these practices like spiritual or yogic teachings can be very powerful throughout our existence and not just in times of need. We could say that looking for alternatives is the only thing that keeps us from realizing that we're already in a sacred world. Looking for alternatives, better sights than we see, better sounds than we hear, a better mind than we have, keeps us from realizing that we could stand with pride in the middle of our life and realize it's a sacred mandala. We have such a deep tendency to want to squirm out of it like a beetle on a pin. We squirm and try to get away from just being on the dot. Think that the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem, but the truth is we don't ever really get things solved. They come together and they fall apart. They come together and they fall apart again. It's just like that. The healing comes from letting there be room for all of this to happen. Room for grief, room for relief, room for misery, and for joy. Hopefully this next hour is not a space of misery, but more of joy. And just being thankful that we have the ability to move our bodies the way that we can. And that you have this time and space and capability to view things from afar. So this is a therapeutic yoga class. I often use, if you're just joining blocks. I have 2 blocks and a strap and all the fuzz that comes with it. But if you don't have like a yoga strap, it just fell back in the dusty area behind the couch. I keep calling this a couch. It's a mini couch. You can use a tie or a dog leash. If you don't have a strap or a belt, works really well too. All right, blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. Okay, settling into your space. I know maybe you just came from, I don't know, watching TV or something, or reading something that maybe stressed you out a little bit, but just come into this sacred space. You've got this space set up for you for the next hour. Let it be yours. We'll start with that mindful movement of drifting the shoulders up, kind of an active, conscious movement of tensing and then releasing. Playing with opposites. That dualism of being contracted and then not being contracted. All right, if you'd like a few more, please continue. If there's other little adjustments you want to make, you're welcome to. We start to settle in, just let the shoulders drop from the ears lifting from the shoulders. Eyes closed or open in a steady gaze, whatever helps you to tune in and tune out to the distractions. Beginning to notice the support of whatever you're sitting on. Might you notice the connections that your body is making there? Little joints in maybe your ankles and your feet, to the backs of the thighs, to the sit bones. From there, rising up, ground support, earth support, lifting you, lifting you, lifting you until the crown of your head is rising up towards the sky. And create that length, but just let go of the rigidity, the overdoing. Begin to tune into your other senses, noticing sounds of the room or the absence of sound. Sensation of the air flowing in and out the tips of the nostrils. You notice the temperature on the way in is a bit different than the temperature on the way out. Start a breath practice or that awareness practice of as you breathe in, you're counting silently 1. Breathing out 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing out 2. Keep traveling up towards 10. When you notice your mind has wandered, start over again at 1. Be real with yourself. You might never make it past 1. That's okay. Out. Let go of the count. Wherever you might have gotten to, it does not matter. And pause to set your intention. You can bring your palms to center, keep them in your lap, whatever feels authentic for you. And just think about how are you going to show up today? Today going to be like towards yourself, towards each other, towards the planet, or something that includes all 3. Palms are not already together, let's bring them there. We'll meet in the middle. Press the elbows out, palms coming together, fingers spreading, rising up. Be a little bit more effort without being too uncomfortable, I should say. So just create some effort here, lengthening and rising. And we'll keep a little bit of pressure as we reach to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And when you feel comfortable setting it free, exhale down to cactus arms. Draw those shoulders excuse me, back and down, and your elbows down towards your side. Just take a too big of a breath. 2 more times on your own rhythm. When you reach that outstretch again, pause there and head the opposite direction, reaching to the sky. Get length as much as it feels comfortable. Palms meeting in the center. Exhale right down the center. 2 more on your own rhythm. Back in the center whenever you get there, palms coming together, fingers spread. Again, that same bit of effort of rising, just enough for you, not too much. Alright, we'll clasp the hands and bring, if you can, bring the forearms together, and we'll just move through the wrists. If that doesn't feel good for you today, just do your usual thing. So, just trying something different. Still making that figure 8 with the hands. When you come back to center, pause and then head the other direction. Keep the hands clasped. Let's see, let's take an in breath and then out breath. You're gonna reach the hands forward, let your shoulders round. You're gonna flip the hands outward and upward. Inhale, reach to the sky. We're gonna re-flip the hands and bring them to your heart center, your chest center, and lift the chest. Inhale. Good. Exhale, round out, drop the head. Flip the hands forward, rising up, in breath. On your exhale, meet back at your heart space. And inhale there, rise up. Good, last time. We'll just be a bit quiet this time. Yeah, I forgot, if I'm not talking, I don't remember what I'm doing. Inhale, open. Just wanted to get some space without me yabbering. I was taking a yoga class online today and she just kept talking and was like, just stop. Anyway, I don't want to be like that, so all right, here we go. So we're going to take your right hand over and reach kind of across to your left front of your knee, and then you're going to turn your palm outward to the right and swim around. Plant that hand to the ground and reach your left arm up and over. Take your gaze down to the right, and if it feels okay, just let your head hang, your right shoulder out of your ear. Left sit bone reaches to the ground. One more breath. You're going to push the floor away from you, and then bring that right arm back up. Sweep it around. Touch over to your right thigh, and your left arm is going to reach up and over this time. And maybe good, looking down to your right this time again. Just a little funky way to get in there. I hope I can remember because I just came up with that. One more breath, reaching. Exhale. Spin that left hand to the outside of your left thigh as we come into that rotation. Soften the shoulders. Find some space from the middle of the collarbones out. And then we'll just float back to center and shake out. Just notice sensations running through one side of the body versus the other. All right, where did we start? Left hand reaching out to the right thigh or knee, and then you're going to turn the palm to the left and sweep it away. Rest it down to the left side of you. Reach the right arm up and over. Take your gaze down to the left, and maybe just let your head hang if that feels okay. You can always hold your head if you need a little helmet with that right hand. Sweep that left hand out around to the outside of your right thigh. Reach your right arm up and over. And again, gazing down to the left. Keep your right sit bone grounded. One more breath, reaching. Exhale, rising up. Take that right hand to the outside of your right thigh, and you're coming into that rotation. Soften the shoulders and the space through the collarbones. One more breath. All right, and then we'll be back in center. All right, let's take it onto tabletops and hands and knees. Always roll the end of that mat up to give a little bit of extra push for your knees, not your knees, your hands. All right, and let's take the knees out a little bit wide, and we're gonna go through our barrel roll. Maybe it's mimosa by this time of the week, I don't know. Maybe you're back to coffee. Let's head through the barrel, rising up, scratch the top of the barrel, side of the barrel, bottom of the barrel. And you make this as small of a movement as you need, or as big of a movement as you need. And let's stop at the top of the barrel, not the bottom today, and then head the other direction. come back to center. Maybe shake your tail out a little. And I'm gonna not go through half planks today. I don't know why, I just don't feel like it. Let's come in to thread the needle though. So I'm gonna reach the right arm up, gaze up to that right side, and then we're gonna head through, exhale, slide halfway through, so don't get comfy yet. And then you're gonna swing back up, inhale. Just notice the ease or the lack of ease of that movement. Halfway through. Rise up again. This time we'll send it all the way through. Your hand slides underneath that left arm. Arm reaches out, head can rest, so your ear side can rest on either a block or the floor or your opposite hand. And your hips are going to want to swing over to the left. See if you can start to swing them back to center, back towards the right. And notice what happens to that bottom arm, if anything. All right, find some ease in your effort. One more breath. Use your left hand, give you a boost back up. You're going to swing that right arm back up to the side. Inhale, see if it feels any different than when you just did it. And we'll come back to center. All right, let's take the left arm up this time, swing it up. In breath, out breath, you're going to slide through halfway. When you're ready to inhale, you're heading back up and open. We got one more halfway before we go the full. Last time up, rising. And we're going to slide it all the way through this time. So again, rest the head on the floor, a block, or your right hand. And then your hips are going to want to swing to the right. See if you can swing them just a little bit to the left, back to center. Let your left shoulder relax. It might want to keep reaching, but just let it relax. One more breath. When you're ready, use your right hand, give you a boost back up. Take your left arm, swing it up again. Inhale. Great, and then we're back to center. All right. Let's come into a wide leg child. So we're going to open up the knees wide, toes will come together, and we'll start to walk forward. And I'm going to invite you to take your hands over to the left. So I'm going to stack my right hand over my left and allow my head to drop and rest on my right arm. Yours might not fit exactly in the way that I'm talking about. If being up higher feels better, you don't have to be quite as low with your hips. So full breath in, breathe into that right side body. Exhale, we're going to walk across center and take your right hand over. Your left hand's going to come on top of your right hand if that's available. Allow your head to rest down on your arms. Full breath, maybe 2 breaths into that left side body. And then we're going to swing back through center and slowly start to rise back up. I'm gonna come all the way back up and bring the blocks in here. So if you've got blocks, if you don't stress about it. Step stools work really well. Okay, so let's bring the left foot forward, right leg back, come into that low lunge. And let's maybe just start up tall so that that knee is stacked over the heel. You're going to press down through the back shin towards the floor. And dare I say, just kind of tucking your tailbone a little bit, not like you're, this, but just to snug it up a little bit as you press down through the back shin. I'm going to start to reach the arms up to the sky. Send them out into a little bit of a softer space so they're not quite so go. There are my arms. Add a mudra if you like. Index finger to thumb, middle finger to thumb. Good, we'll take an in-breath. Reach, reach, reach. Almost snugging your shoulders up towards your ears. You're going to grasp onto your right wrist. Take an inhale up and exhale over towards the left. Keep pressing down through that back shin. Maybe gazing down to the left. Take one more breath. We're going to reach. Meet back up at the center. Inhale. Exhale, float the arms down to the sides, and we're going to take them back behind you now. Clasping them, clear out your armpit space. Take an inhale, open up the chest. Keep pressing down through that back shin. For 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back out and start to take the blocks now forward. I'm just going to show this from the front side so that you can see this. And I'm going to bring the block on that side. Can you see the blocks? Yes, there we go. And bring the hands on the inside of that block as they come forward. So you could have 2 blocks, you could have a big old step stool in front of you, get you up high. And then I'm going to start to roll this knee out a little bit and allow the foot to roll out as well. Shoulders are broad and open. Find some ease in the effort. If rolling this knee out does not feel great today, just keep it in. One more breath, draw the shoulders back. Come back up through center, shift the hips back, and come into that half Hanuman. So I'm just going to shift to the side again. Half God of the monkey pose. If you can imagine me leaping over the moon right now. So half full Hanuman would be almost going into full splits. We can't get there, never have. If you can, go for it. Heels spreading away, shoulders open, take your gaze downward. To send your left hip back as your left heel reaches forward. One more breath. Right. Slowly start to take that back out. I'm going to invite you to take the blocks forward, reaching. Take a high puppy dog pose. If the hands to the blocks does not feel great, or maybe you don't have blocks, just keep them on the floor. Full breath in and out. Slowly rise back up, and we're heading to the other side. Do any little adjustments you might need to make before getting there. We'll take the right foot forward. And we'll stay with that front ankle right under the knee. You're going to press down through the back shin and just snug up the tailbone just a little bit. Not enough to go into full round, but just snugging it up. We're going to send those arms to the sky, reaching. Send the arms out into a little bit of a softer space and add a mudra in if you like. Index finger to thumb, middle finger to thumb. Try any of the fingers. See what feels good for you. One more breath. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, grasp onto your left wrist. Inhale up and exhale over towards the right, gazing down towards the right. Keep pressing down through your left shin. One more breath, reaching. Come back up to center and float the arms down to the sides. Exhale. Swing the hands back behind you. Clasp the fingers, one finger over. Take the hands down and open up the chest. Keep pressing the shin down. One more breath. And release that. Whew. All right, let's take the hips or blocks forward if you're using them. And you're going to take that one block on the inside, if you got it, or step stool on the inside of that right foot. Start to take the hips forward and let that right knee roll out to the side if that's available. Good. Keep the shoulders open. Be up as high as you need to. You can even use this, my mini couch here, to support me. begin, start to walk back into our half God of the monkey pose. Kind of half splits there. Right foot forward, heel spreading away, toes coming towards you. Standing up tall, and then if you feel like you could hinge forward, you're welcome to. I'm just gonna stay up tall, but you're welcome to go lower. You can even be on your thigh. I invite you to send your right sit bone back as your right heel reaches forward. One more breath. Slowly ease out of that. This time we're going to bring elbows to either the blocks or the floor without shoulder width apart. Palms come together and then start to take your torso forward or down. Allow your head to relax and then start to bring your thumbs to the back towards your head. One more breath. Right. Start to bring that slowly out, walk it back up. All right. Let's get off of our knees and hands and come into standing. All right, grab your strap or leash or whatever you're using. We'll take the feet out wide and we'll do our three-way strap stretch. So, knees are a little bit soft. We're gonna rise up in breath. Maybe you go all the way back today, maybe you don't. We always meet our time on the mat like it's the first time there, not like you're expecting anything to happen. Moving and breathing. Maybe finishing up one more. I'm just going to show that from the side. All right, we'll be back in the front. Reach up to the sky. Keep reaching, and then an exhale, maybe tip off to one side, gaze down to that left. Inhale back up, off to the right. One more to each. We'll be back up at the top and come back to center. Take the strap back behind you. I'm just going to show this from the side. Take the feet out wide. Hold onto the strap and pull those shoulders open. Keep that position of the arms as you come down and forward, hinging from the back and the hips, not the back, sorry, the hips and the knees. You could keep the strap along your backside and just pull the shoulders open, or you could start to lift the arms up and let the head drop. One more breath. Bring the hands closer to your backside, pull on that strap and exhale your way all the way back up. All right, we'll shake it off. And let the strap off to the side. Okay. Let's come to mountain pose just to reset. So feet about hip width apart, those hip bones lining up. Spread your toes out, pinky down, and then drag the other toes to the center. Find your equal weight through both. Ooh. Both sides. Oh, shoulders open. Right. From here, I'm going to step the right foot out towards the short side of the mat if you're on a mat, and step the other leg out. Your hip bones are somewhat lined up to the long side of your mat if you've got a mat, or just imagine that it's there. Right, so that I bend in the front knee, my hip, knee, and ankle stay somewhat in alignment. We're going to start here, reaching to the sky, in breath. Out breath, bend the front knee. Take the arms down, warrior two, gaze out to the right. Next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach to the sky. It's those two motions, okay? Keep going. warrior two. Soften the shoulders. Maybe flip the palms so that they're up, and you can add a mudra here. Maybe index finger to thumb. We'll flip the back palm, face it down, take the front arm to the sky, exalted or extended warrior. Breathing, one more breath. From here, keep the arms where they are, but straighten the front leg. Take your gaze forward towards the right. So press through the toes just a little bit. That'll keep your knees, especially the front one, from hyperextending. And if it feels okay, you could look up. Start to look up, take it slow. One more breath. Good, bend that front knee, and we're just gonna slide that right arm along as the left arm comes back. So now your right arm is resting on your front thigh. You're still in your mudra if you like, and then we're gonna sweep that arm up, and when it no longer feels comfortable to reach, you just stop at that point. And I'm going to take my gaze down towards the right, so just let your head hang a little bit. One more breath. Reach that left arm if it's up. And then we're going to kind of pinwheel out, straighten the front legs. Maybe just a reversal here, and come back to center. All right. Whew, heel toe, step it back in. I don't have my helpers to remind me what we just did, so I'll just help me go through. Let's pause here, mountain pose, one full breath, reset. Notice sensations running through one side of the body, welcoming them all. Okay. Step the left foot out, so it's facing the short side of the mat. Right foot also steps out, so it's parallel with the short side of the mat. Hip bones somewhat lined up to the long side of your mat. And then we'll bend, we're gonna reach to the sky, inhale. Extend the arms out, gaze out to the left, warrior two, exhale. Good, I think we've got 3 more of those. Keep moving on your breath. Next time you meet in warrior two, we'll pause there. Okay, settling into your warrior two, soften the shoulders, maybe turn the palms up, add a mudra if you like. I would pick the same one that you did last time, so maybe index finger to thumb. Gazing out to the left, find some ease in the effort. Okay, we'll flip the back palm, face it down, take it down the back leg, and reach the front arm to the sky. Only look up if it feels okay. You can also look forward. One more breath. From here, we're going to straighten that front leg, but keep the arms the same. So kind of like extended triangle pose. And then from there, we're going to pinwheel the arms down into triangles. So left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Press through the toes a bit to keep the knees from hyperextending. And if you're looking towards the screen, start to slowly maybe take your gaze upward or halfway upward. Good in-breath. Out-breath, we're bending that front knee just so your left forearm can just rest right on that left thigh. Palms facing up. And then let's sweep this arm up and over. And then just take your gaze down towards the left and just let your head hang. Left shoulder gets pulled back a little bit towards your back spine. One more breath. Reach if you're still there with that top arm, and then we're going to pinwheel back up, exhale. And maybe just do a flow or something backwards, relax those arms. I think I hit all of them. Let's come in. Heel toe, we'll come back to center. Find mountain pose, one breath. All right, we've done some sideways hip opening, we've done some front hip opening. We're gonna do a little bit more front to go into some balance. So I'm bringing the blocks in if you've got them. If not, maybe a chair would work. Yes, a chair would work. Okay, I'm gonna bring the blocks to the front of the space, the mat. You're gonna take your right foot forward so that it's just grazing inside of those blocks, but the blocks are about shoulder width apart. Okay. All right, let's bend into the front knee, rise up, warrior one, soften the arms a little bit, add that same mudra you've been using if you have been. Sweep the arms back and start to hinge forward, so we're coming into kind of airplane, where your palms are facing down, shoulders are open. In breath. Sweep the arms forward, out breath. Still reaching, inhale. Exhale, start to take the hands down to the blocks, which should be right under your shoulders. Again, if you could use the bed of a chair too. Okay, if you imagine I have a chair here. Yes. All right, we're gonna straighten the front leg, inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale, allow it to bend. Back heel can come off the floor if that feels better. Next time we come to straighten, we're going to hold it there. So back is relatively flat. You can go down to the lower rungs of the block or down to the floor if you've got that range. Full breath. Right, we're going to bend into the front knee, keep the body long. We're going to reach forward. Swim back to airplane arms, palms down. Exhale, press back up, warrior one. And then float the arms down. Step back or forward. Find any little body adjustments and then meet us in warrior mountain. Meet me in mountain. One breath. Okay, got another side to do. So shift those blocks back to where you'd like them and plant your left foot just grazing inside of that left block. Bending in, we'll rise through warrior one. Soften the arms a bit. Add a mudra of your choice. In breath, we're going to reach. Out breath, I'm going to send the torso forward, arms back, hinging forward, arms airplaning, palms down. Swim the arms forward, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, start to take your way down to the chair or the blocks. Good. You're going to start to straighten the front leg on the in-breath. It doesn't have to go all the way straight today or ever. And then bend it next. Maybe inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Okay, next time we straighten, we're going to hold it there. So back is relatively flat. You can come down to the lower parts of the block or the floor, again, if that's available. Back hip hugging forward, front hip hugging back. Find some ease. Alright, we're going to bend that front knee, press through those feet. We're going to exhale, start to reach the arms forward. Swim them back behind you, take the palms down, airplane. Rise back up, warrior one. Float the arms down, step back or forward, find your mountain pose, one breath. All right, here comes the balance. So we're going to use our blocks. If, again, you don't have blocks, we're going into warrior three, so use your chair or table or something else if blocks are not in your picture today. All right, we'll take the right foot forward and it's just grazing the inside of the block if that's what you're using. We'll bend in. We're going to go right through those same poses we just did. Swim back, airplane. Reach forward, inhale. Exhale, hands to blocks or chair. Take the blocks about a foot forward or your hands forward so that they're right under your shoulders, and start to take that back foot up. Hips square to the floor, your headlights have your hip bones. Find some ease here. One more breath. Bend the standing leg, bring the other one down to meet a little bit of a crouch position. Fold forward, exhale. Good, bend the knees a bit, exhale, rise up. Inhale, breathe the sky. And exhale, hands down, mountain pose. All right, readjust your body position and your blocks or supports for the next side. So left foot forward, grazing just inside of the blocks. Bending in to rise up, warrior one. Hinge forward, airplane arms. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, drop hands to blocks. Take the blocks forward a foot, or your hands forward so that they're right under your shoulders. Take that back leg lifted up. Hip bones square. And you've got a line all the way from your heel to the crown of your head. And some ease. One more breath if you're still with me. Bend the standing leg, bring the other one down to meet it. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, bit of a crouch position, exhale, rise up. Inhale when you meet the top. Exhale, arms down by sides, mountain pose. All right, woo, made it. Okay, let's start to find our way down to the floor. If you need a down dog, you'd like a down dog in there somewhere, you're welcome to do that before heading down. We're gonna go. Let's actually do this. So I'm gonna invite you, if you've got blocks, and if you don't, use pillows. You might want to grab a couple pillows if you don't have blocks. So we're gonna do supported fish pose. So if you've got two blocks, you've got one there for your head. This one's for your shoulder blades. Now, if these blocks are too pokey, you can always put a blanket over them. But I'm just not gonna do that because I want you to see where I'm putting them, so have some extra support. Now, if you don't have blocks, just put pillows in as alternatives. I'm gonna bend the knees. This bottom block is gonna go, for me, it's around the lower part of my bra strap, but we all have different torso sides, so just use that as a caution, as a possibility. And then you're going to start to let the head come back and rest on that block. If that seems too low to go, take your block to the next highest level. And that might feel a little less straining on the neck. Traditionally, fish pose is really meant to be, this really big opening of the throat space, so the throat chakra. But it's not meant to be uncomfortable, so I don't want you to hurt yourself. Palms are resting down on the floor, and then you start to take your legs straight. If this hurts your low back, keep your knees bent. And I'm just, for me, leaving the palms up feels better, even though traditionally the palms are down in this. Actually, no, I'm going to leave them down. Palms down, I'm going to press the elbows to the floor and then open up the shoulders even a little bit more. So you find what feels best for you. My version's a little bit more active right now than if I was just to hang out and let go. Here, falling here, it's more of a chesty breath. You're still with me. Start to bend the knees. Not already. I recommend just taking at least one or two of your hands underneath your head, kind of at the nape of your neck, just to give your head a little bit of support, kind of draw it out. And then you can use your other arm to help you exhale back up, or you can roll off to the side, kind of slightly exhale back up. Just don't hurt yourself in that transition. So we're going to get back on the ground. Left side, left side. Left side. Arms are going to be stretched out like you're in sleeping pose. You're going to sweep. Actually, let's go just straight across the heart space. You're going to sweep across the heart space and extend that right arm out into that T shape across. And I actually like to bring because my left arm, I don't know about you, but my left arm doesn't really feel like it's getting much stretch here. So if it is, keep it there. But I actually like to bring it along either my thigh or my rib cage on the right. It's like I'm pulling my rib cage to the left as my right arm reaches out to the right. For those with osteoporosis or osteopenia, just right now I'm going into a twist, which is mostly upper back, not lower back. Be safe. It can be done safely. One or two more breaths. Let that right shoulder drop. One breath. And then we'll take that right arm and sweep it back across, or just come back to closing in, and then we'll take it onto your back and over to the right side. Arms stretched out, fetal position. You're going to start to slide that top arm across your body. Let the left arm stretch out. You might keep your right arm out into that T. You might bring it to the side rib cage. Kind of wrap around the back of the ribs as you draw them towards the right, as your left arm stretches. Breath out, soften, soften, soften. If you're feeling tinglies in your left hand, you might try closing your fingers down, curling them in. One or two more breaths. Ready to ease out of this, swing that left arm back across the body, and we'll come back onto your backs. Bring those knees in towards your chest. So we went from back bend to twist to back forward bend. Hug the knees in, maybe rock a bit side to side. You can do those, I call them egg beaters, where you're rotating one hip in its own circle, the other hip in its own circle. When you come to the chest again, pause and then head the other direction. And there, next time the knees come to the chest, reach the legs to the sky. Hands can be wrapped around your thighs or resting on the floor as we come into this inversion. Let the knees be a little bit soft. Breath, reach the heels to the sky, take the hands to the backs of the thighs, and then let the legs fall out into that V shape. reach through the heels, send your tailbone a little closer to the ground. One more breath. One more if you want. And exhale, bring the back up. Reach to the sky and then draw the knees in. Alright, I think we might be at time to start settling in. Have a few more. So if you want maybe a happy baby, so either strap assisted, put the strap over the feet if you can't reach your feet comfortably. So to do a happy baby that way, or you can grab on and slide your arms on the inside of your legs. First two fingers wrap around the inside of the big toe for a mudra. This is actually a mudra. You can rock side to side and happy baby. Maybe try this version where you send yourself all the way over to the left side and kind of just hang out there, like your happy baby stuck intentionally. And then we'll come back through center and then end up on your right leg. You're just resting there. Bow and arrow, you could bend one knee in and straighten the other one. So you're bringing almost like the heel towards your pubic bone. And then switch sides. Bow and arrows. Strap assisted is also lovely too, if you can't reach your feet. All right, my dears. Couple more movements of just playtime if you'd like. If there's anything else your body wants to do before heading into relaxation, please start to make your way there. Options for Shavasana again. You can use bolsters or blanket rolls underneath your legs, like so. You could have the bolster lifted up on your two blocks. It can be a really nice way to feel like you've got your legs lifted into legs up the wall, but you don't actually. Right, so you lay your legs over that, or you can put your legs up on the mini couch or the real couch. Oh, goodness, that feels good. Alright, I will remain seated just so I don't cause a lot of distraction when I get up to ring the bell. I don't feel that you have to join me. Any last little movements and then start to find your way into relaxation, Shavasana. Take you through a brief guided relaxation. We'll rest for some quiet and then you'll start to hear the bells chime 1, 2, and 3. That does not mean you have to immediately jump up. I'm going to take you through to get you back to sitting. Eyes closed or open and a steady gaze, your choice. Start to smooth out the thinking muscles, softening the space of the forehead between the eyes, broadening and softening. Temples find ease. Head is heavy, eyes are heavy as your thoughts start to dissipate. Join to the jaw, releasing, creating space between the teeth and letting go of the tongue. Shoulder blades, entire body surrendering to gravity, accepting all of the support of the earth below you. She's wrapping you up in a blanket. become reminders to come back to your breath, moving in and moving out. You have nowhere to be and nothing to do. These next few moments are yours. Next breath, becoming a bit more conscious as you breathe in. Full expansive breath, and breathe out as slow as you can go. At the end of your exhale, breathe out a little bit more. Take another full expansive inhale. Slow, steady exhale, slow as you can go. At the end, breathe out a little bit more. Normal breath in. Mindful movements of your choice. Curling in fingers and toes, tensing up and releasing. releasing on your exhale, rocking the head side to side, maybe a cat stretch or a dog stretch. Any little movements that you'd like. Eventually meeting on your side if you're not there already, pausing wherever you might be in your transition to recall your intention for your day. How are you going to show up today? When your mind starts to fret later, remember that. If you're not already in sitting, start to make your way there. Find a comfortable roost. You can be kneeling or cross-legged or sitting in a chair. If you're on the floor, if you're in a chair, it's going to be a little hard to do this, but let's come out to Bhu Mudra again. BHU, Bhu Mudra, Earth Mudra. So connecting to the ground, finding this mountain pose right here. Peak of the mountain is the crown of your head. Index finger and middle finger are your pointers out to the floor. As you inhale, press the floor gently away from you, crown of the head rising. Exhale, keep the length, but let go of the effort. 2 more. Stable like a mountain and strong like a mountain. I am rising like a mountain. Alright, let go of Bhu Mudra and coming either to Namaste hands, prayer hands, or Hajraya Mudra. Whatever feels most authentic for gratitude. And bowing to a place within you where you recognize that gratitude, acknowledging at least one more thing in your life to be grateful for today, this moment. A list a mile long, I hope, but let's send these arms off, offering gratitude beyond the walls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Palms coming together, meeting in the center, holding on to gratitude at least for the rest of the day. Alone wants to seal the deal, you can join in from home, share the vibration. That's one way to calm your nervous system. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Slow breath into Om. Breathing in and breathing out. Namaste. To the moon, to the sun, and to the earth. To all of you, thank you. All right, keep taking care of yourselves, breathing, moving, being mindful, grateful. Online program. They are pseudo high intensity interval training safe for folks with osteoporosis or osteopenia. So if you want something that's not quite yoga, that's a little bit more exercise-y with a little bit more movement, then I'm going to open those up. So, all right, that's it. See you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.